Samantha noticed a homeless man sitting on the street and decided that he was the one whose life she was going to change. She approached with a hefty $10,000 cash gift, expecting a grateful response. But what happened next was far from what she anticipated. Marcus, the homeless man, reacted in a way that stunned Samantha. Instead of gratitude, he became furious, throwing the money back at her and yelling that he would never accept money from someone like her. His anger was unmistakable, and it left Samantha feeling confused and exposed, especially as she realized many onlookers were filming the entire scene. The reality of what had just occurred began to sink in. This moment was going to go viral, and it could potentially destroy her reputation. But before we dive into the story, make sure to smash that like button, hit subscribe, and ring the notification bell so you never miss out on our exciting stories. Marcus stormed off, leaving Samantha bewildered. She began piecing things together. Marcus somehow knew who she was. Her plan to change someone's life with a grand gesture had backfired, and now her career might be at stake. But why had Marcus reacted this way? Why had he turned down such a large gift? And more importantly, how did he know Samantha so well? Samantha had a reason for giving away the money that went far beyond simple generosity. She had wanted to appear altruistic, someone who cared for the less fortunate. But in reality, her motives were far more complex, something she had no intention of revealing to the public. After walking around the city, she had spotted Marcus asleep on the street and thought he would be the perfect recipient for her act of charity. Little did she know, Marcus would turn out to be the one person who recognized her. When Samantha woke him up and offered the money, she hadn't expected Marcus to react with such hostility. The scene quickly escalated as Marcus accused her of taking everything from him in the past. Samantha was now in a public relations disaster. As Marcus walked away, the crowd that had gathered around her stood stunned, with their phones still recording. She could already envision the headlines and viral posts that would emerge from this. Desperate to salvage the situation, Samantha quickly came up with a plan. She started handing out $300 to everyone watching, hoping to shift the attention in her favor. But the damage was done, and it wouldn't be that easy to fix. Samantha tried to bribe the onlookers into deleting their footage. She offered them each $1,000 in exchange for erasing the videos from their phones and cloud backups. To her relief, most of them agreed, deleting the footage before her eyes and accepting the money. For a brief moment, Samantha thought she had successfully averted the crisis, but not everyone was willing to comply. One man in the crowd had different plans. After seeing the others delete their videos, he realized he now had the only remaining footage of the incident. This gave him leverage, and he demanded $100,000 from Samantha to delete the video. Frustrated and feeling cornered, Samantha signaled to her security guard, who quickly intervened, snatching the man's phone and smashing it on the ground. Samantha laughed, thinking she had solved the problem, but her relief was short-lived. The man had been smarter than she anticipated. He had already backed up the video to the cloud. Later that day, the man uploaded the footage to social media, and within hours, it went viral. Thousands of people viewed it, and soon it spread like wildfire, gaining millions of views. The internet was buzzing with speculation about who the woman in the video was, and it wasn't long before someone recognized Samantha as a prominent CEO involved in a housing scandal the previous year. As the video gained more attention, people started sharing stories about Samantha's questionable business practices. What started as a simple attempt to showcase generosity had spiraled into a full-blown public relations nightmare. As the video spread, it began to attract media attention. News outlets picked up the story, and Samantha's reputation took a massive hit. People from her past started coming forward with their own accounts of how Samantha's aggressive business tactics had ruined their lives. Marcus, the homeless man, was just one of many victims. He had once been a successful entrepreneur, but his startup was crushed by Samantha's company, leaving him homeless and broken. Marcus, still living in a shelter, stumbled upon the viral video. Seeing Samantha's face again reignited old feelings of anger and betrayal. He decided it was time for the world to hear the full story, not just the brief clip that had gone viral. He recorded his own video from the shelter, explaining how Samantha's ruthless business practices had forced him into bankruptcy. His video resonated with many who had faced similar struggles, and soon, more people began to speak out. A movement began to form around Marcus, with others sharing their experiences of being pushed out by Samantha's corporate empire. Online, the hashtag or Justice for Marcus began trending, and protesters started gathering outside Samantha's corporate headquarters. What had started as a personal conflict between Samantha and Marcus had now evolved into a public campaign against corporate greed. Samantha tried to do damage control. She released a carefully crafted public statement apologizing for any harm she had caused and claiming that her business dealings had always been above board. But the apology fell flat. It was clear to the public that Samantha was only trying to save her reputation, not genuinely addressing the harm she had caused. As the pressure mounted, more damaging evidence against Samantha came to light. Emails were leaked that showed her mocking smaller businesses and discussing unethical strategies to eliminate competition. The narrative was quickly shifting, and Samantha's empire was crumbling around her. Her board of directors, once loyal, began to question her leadership. Investors pulled out, and the company's stock plummeted. Samantha, once seen as a powerful businesswoman, was now viewed as a symbol of corporate corruption and greed. But the worst was yet to come. A lawsuit was filed against Samantha, spearheaded by Marcus and supported by other victims. The case was about to go public, and Samantha knew that her downfall was only beginning. As the lawsuit progressed, more individuals who had suffered under Samantha's business practices came forward to join the case. The courtroom became the stage for a high-profile trial that captured national attention. Marcus, now the face of the movement, testified about how Samantha's corporate greed had destroyed his business and led to his homelessness. His testimony was powerful, and it resonated deeply with the jury and the public. Samantha's legal team tried to discredit Marcus, pointing to his past mistakes and claiming that his financial troubles were his own doing. But the evidence was overwhelming. Leaked emails, financial documents, and testimonies from other victims painted a clear picture of Samantha's unethical strategies. The trial wasn't just about Marcus anymore. It was about all the small businesses that had been crushed under the weight of Samantha's empire. As the trial dragged on, Samantha's once formidable business empire continued to collapse. Her company was hemorrhaging money, and shareholders were demanding her resignation. The board finally acted, removing Samantha as CEO in a desperate attempt to save what was left of the company. Meanwhile, Marcus found himself in an unfamiliar position. He had gone from a homeless man living on the streets to a national symbol of resilience and justice. The support he received from the public helped him find a new purpose. He established a foundation to help small businesses survive and thrive in a market dominated by corporate giants. His story of redemption inspired countless others, and his foundation quickly gained momentum. In the end, Samantha was found guilty of multiple charges, including fraud and unethical business practices. She was ordered to pay significant fines, and her public image was irreparably damaged. She tried to rebuild her life, attending business ethics seminars and attempting to atone for her past actions. But the road to redemption was long and difficult, and Samantha would forever be haunted by the choices she had made. Marcus, on the other hand, continued to grow his foundation, using his newfound platform to advocate for fairness and accountability in the business world. He became a symbol of hope for those who had been wronged, showing that even in the face of corporate greed, justice could prevail. While their lives had once been intertwined in conflict, Marcus and Samantha now walked separate paths, both forever changed by the events that had unfolded.